Okay, welcome everybody to our kickoff for the Systematic Avodah Initiative. How do I click this way? There we go. Okay, so first and foremost, I would like to give a very gigantic thank you to Liana Viva for rocking this out. Like really gigantic thank you.
I kid you not, Hashem and I have not spoken more in the past 2 weeks. I was like, Hashem, please give me the class to do this. It's only coming from you.
Yes. So you, Baruch Hashem, pull this off. I just want to show everybody our book. It is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I'm just, wow.
Thank you for putting it together. You compiled it.
Baruch Hashem, it was a lot of work. And a huge thank you to everyone who was a part of that 2 years ago. So Ariella and Sarah and Rivka Tauber, she was also a part of it. Okay, now that we're here, another very special thank you is to Simon Jacobson. When I showed him the last version that we made 2 years ago, he said, you have to get this out to the world. You guys have to use this. This is incredible. And I think Eliana and I were both standing there like, okay. Yep. So, Baruch Hashem, we did it. Everybody that signed up will get their workbook and will get their SAI journal, which will be really cool. I hope you still have pens from last time because we're running a little low, but anyway. So the way that the program works is that we made a book, which is very similar. It's based off of Rabbi Simon Jacobson's 60 Days, except for the fact that we included aspects from Rabbi Shalom Dov Ber Aftzin, and all of his history, all the different books he's written on the history of different Lubavitch holidays. We also, a day to recall, a day to remember. We're really grateful for that. We also included parts from Chabad.org, and we also included parts from Meaningful Life Center. So it's a wonderful work that we worked on together. Every person will get it. In the front introduction, it explains how the program works. Just a heads up, it may say a date that may not be. Oh no, it does not. Chabad. It is perfect. So the only difference in what we're gonna do and what this book has is that this book started on the 24th of Cheshvan, which was a few days ago. So in order for us to pull this off within a week, 2 weeks?
It was a week.
It was a week. So we, Baruch Hashem, decided to just print it as is, and actually it even works out better for everyone because they get to have so many other parts of the readings that even if you want, you could spend that extra time reading it. So the way that the book works is that the days before, yes, is it good? Okay. Is that good? Yay, thank you. The days before, it begins with history of that Yom Tiv, the upcoming Yom Tiv, and it begins with, and it takes a few days. Sometimes it's a few days because the history is a little bit longer. Sometimes it's just 2 days in preparation for the actual holiday. So for example, all these past few days was in order to prepare for Rosh Chodesh Kislev, the day that the Rebbe was able to come home after the heart attack. And then in between those preparation days, we have good self-work, Avodah, really getting into your personality and what kinds of things to work on and to improve and all of that. And each of them has an exercise. So you can, again, it's the same thing as all the other SAI programs, that you have your journal and you get to journal. You get to journal every single day if you'd like. In order to fill your quota, you should journal at least once a week. And for the historic ones, it's a little bit more thinking, which I really appreciate, because for the history aspects, it says most of the questions are, what did you learn? Write 2 facts and 1 life lesson. Because it really, a lot of the times we go through our readings and we go skim, 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 skim. Oh, I got something about something. But from every single story, just like the Month says, from every single thing that we encounter, there's what to learn that really affects our lives. And for every single part of the story, there's what to learn that affects our lives. So you have those available for you to not just learn the history, but really internalize what you learned and to take a life lesson from it. Each page comes with reading. Again, some of them are shorter, some of them are longer. And each page actually comes with beautifully printed photos of whatever we're discussing. Sometimes it's, for example, as part of the research, we actually found beautiful photos of different kvarim that I haven't had the schus to go to yet, but it's just really nice when you're reading about someone's yurtzeit or some situation that you're able to see the actual picture of what's happening. So this program goes from, as we said before, the 24th of Cheshvan, but we're starting it today, all the way through to, today's the 28th. Yes, all the way through to Hei Teves. Great job. So Hei Teves will be our Siyum Farbrengen. Mitzvah Hashem, we're going to have a beautiful Farbrengen, and we have an incredible prize planned out for them for that night. So
I'm doing it.
Yeah, doing it.
This time I'm taking out my
Yay! I'm so excited. I'm very, very excited for you guys and for me and for all of us. And a good trick that I do is I put it by wherever I eat breakfast, or I say Kriyash Mashal Mita, like our dinner or something, I put it right next to it, just like this with a pen. And it's my good reminder, like, okay, it'll just take me a minute. I'll just read through it. Even if it's just 1 sentence. Somebody even texted me once. She goes, I had a 1-word answer on my journal. I said, okay, at least you wrote something in your journal. You have to take just the action of taking that pen and putting it on paper just takes everything you learn and it kind of draws it down even deeper. So that's one of the reasons why I really push that it should be a journal. So you really internalize the messages. Okay, so the schedule being that we, Baruch Hashem, through Hashem's incredible kayach, we planned this in about a week. So the month is filled, replete with incredible holidays, and this upcoming month has not just the holidays, but Living Chassidus Baruch Hashem has other incredible programs that are going along at the same time. So something that we have discussed was the upcoming holidays, and there are other organizations such as Chabad, which, for example, they're running they always do a really, really beautiful job with their Yud Tes Kislev event. So one of the ideas which came up because someone brought up the fact that the only night that Living Chassidus has available for Yud Tes Kislev Farbrengen is the same night that Chabad is doing it. So an idea that we had was to all together as a group, because what they do is they have a big meal. You eat dinner together, wash, and usually Living Chassidus takes up a whole table in general. So what we could do is just join their Farbrengen and enjoy their speaker, and we could give out the prize at that Farbrengen.
Yeah, I think so.
So that would be so cute.
Yes.
All come on time.
Exactly. Save a spot. I was gonna say last year Bracha basically saved the whole table. So we'll all go together, we'll join together. For other ones though, we will be having a Farbrengen here and we'll be presenting prizes. So get excited. I'm very excited and I can't wait to get started.
Yeah.
Any
and I
questions?
also have the I have the English dates. I did, yeah, but for those who I don't know if anyone is.
You want to say them?
No.
Okay, so the English dates are
Okay, so the English dates are tonight, obviously, Baruch Hashem, and then November 28th, following the Friendsgiving, we will be doing an event, or it's Rosh Chodesh, yeah. December 7th, December 12th, December 17th, December 25th, January 2nd, and January 8th. So that's Rosh Hashem. Yes. Otherwise, you can find it on the Living Chassidus group. If I need to send it out again, anyone just message me and ask for them, and I have them saved so I can give them to you.
Yes, and maybe we'll add them to the next flyer.
Yes.
I like
And
save
they'll
the date.
also be added into the SAI group that will be for Kislev once I add it.
Yes,
This will be in here.
beautiful. Okay. Any questions on how the program works, how it's done?
How many journals?
How many journals? Great question. So technically in the book, every single night has a journal. Question. How many journals? Oh, the quota. I think that's kind of what you're getting to. Okay, so the quota works like this. When Mitzvah Hashem, you do every single reading and at least one journal a week, or because this program has very consecutive Farbrengens, so if you do at least one journal between one Farbrengen and the next, so that counts as your quota, and that allows you to receive the incredible prize that Living Chassidus has prepared for you. So we will be giving a prize at every Farbrengen, and as within Living Chassidus style, it goes from something cute and small, and then it gets more exciting and more exciting and more exciting, because as we all know, the Yetzer Hara gets harder the more time we try to maintain something. So too the stakes get higher, and we steaks. Did you know I made steak? That's your prize for today. So it's a very, very, very exciting as the prizes grow and get more and more exciting for everybody. Does that make sense?
What happens if you have a busy Shabbos and you don't get to do it till Sunday night? Like, happens.
Okay. So as I said before, so the question was, what happens if you have a very busy Shabbos and you don't get to do it till Sunday night?
Like, I usually drop out of that.
By Shabbos. Shabbos is a hard one for you?
I drop out, like, because I missed it.
Okay. That's a very good question. Okay. So the way that it works is, in general, the rule is that you should do your reading every single day. So in order to help every single person, I always tell them to anchor it to something. You know what an anchor is on a boat, right? You drop it and it holds the boat steady. So just like that. So I say to anchor it to something. Anchor it before you brush your teeth. Anchor it before Kriyas Shema Shel Mitzvah. Anchor it during breakfast. Anchor it to whatever is a steady thing that's already, you're not missing that. Whatever that is. Everyone got it? Okay. So that's my number one advice. Hi. Yay! My number one advice is to anchor it to something that you will not. So for some people, they shower every single day. Literally put it right next to your, wherever you set up your clothes right before you shower. Like, anchor it to something. Number two, if you happen to, for whatever reason, have a different schedule and even your anchor didn't happen and you weren't able to whatever, the next day, catch that up. More than that, but it has to be like, shucks, I forgot this one thing. Kind of like Sura. The next day you catch it up without a bracha, and then the next day you get your bracha back, right? So it's very, very similar. That's why it's funny how it worked out so beautifully for Sura transformation program. So it's kind of like Sura. If you missed it at that point, let's say Shabbos was a very busy Shabbos and you forgot about it, let's say Shabbos, blah, blah, blah. Sunday, catch up on that one, and that's it. Does that make sense? Okay, awesome. Also, something to note is that between every single one, it does not mean it has to be full consecutive program. If you missed one quota, get back on that horse. The ones you were holding earlier, remember? Get back on that. So basically, just to repeat, if you missed one, it's kind of like Sphira. If you missed one, you catch up the next day. Quick, right? If you missed more than that, it's an issue. You missed. If it's a constant, if you're constantly missing and catching up the next day, constantly catching up the next day, so really do yourself a favor and anchor it to something. If you brush your teeth every single night, so put it next to your toothbrush. Okay, not in the bathroom, but if you daven every single morning, so put it next to your sitter, like your sitter, your breakfast, your dinner, your whatever. Okay. The next thing is, if you fall off the bandwagon, chas v'shalom, not you. No one should. Everyone. Guys, this is a program worth fundraising for. Please make me fundraise. So I have all the gifts for every single person that signs up. That would be like the most amazing thing ever. I go to a donor and I say, every single person in our program got their prize, and this is why I need to buy this XYZ. Right? How amazing would that be? So we can all do it, and I'm so excited for everyone to do every single one. That said, if chas v'shalom, for whatever reason, someone falls off the bandwagon for that one quota, climb back on, because every single one is a freestanding thing, right? So even if somebody missed the last one, they can catch on to the next one, and they can still join and get that next prize. That make sense? Okay. Our Farbrengens. I have a very loving and potent viewpoint on hiring or paying a Farbrengener to come to an empty room. So if you can please do your best possible, as much as you can, to join, it would mean a lot, not just for you, because you can gain so much more from being there in person, but also for the actual Farbrengener, because speaking to an empty room, even if there's a camera, and I could tell you there's a million people on that camera, it's just not the same. Does that make sense? So if you're in Crown Heights, please make a priority to come in person. That said, if you aren't in Crown Heights, we will, Mirat Hashem, as Living Chassidus is very understanding and very loving, and we actually host a lot of members from out of town. So we do have the broadcast. The recording takes a bit longer. Everybody needs to do a round of applause to Rachel Fenwick, because she's working so hard on a YouTube channel. So thank you very, very much. She's been uploading all of our programs and events. And if you want to do Living Chassidus and yourself and all of us for the future a huge favor, please take every single email account that you have connected to Gmail, all of them, and go on YouTube and subscribe. And if you know your mother has a million of them, go on her YouTube and subscribe, okay? Please, we need as many, because it gives us the more subscription we have, the more freedom we have of what to do with our channel, which eventually will be live broadcasting. That is our goal. We want to be able to just broadcast it straight. You guys can watch it straight on YouTube, and the recording is already there once we finish. Does that make sense? Okay. Any other points I may have missed? Thoughts? Questions? No? All good? Okay. Sounds good.
Bueno.
So, what?
Bueno.
Perfecto. Okay, while we're here, I would like to, let's just all clap and say Mazel Tov. Happy birthday from Living Chassidus to Tehila. Woo! And happy birthday from Living Chassidus to Chana Simcha. They are both receiving their Siddurim today for their birthday. If you have not yet signed up for your birthday, signed your birthday up for the birthday campaign, please do so right now. If you don't know how to, please contact Seema, because she's working so hard. So huge round of applause for Seema. She's working. Round of applause, beautiful. She's working so hard. Okay, put this here for the birthday girls. And in the meantime, we will pass these incredible things out. I'll send some this way, and I'll send some of these this way. So do I. I love it. And I love the different colors every time.
I think we get a few more journals.
More journals. A few more journals over there. Well, Mitzvah Hashem, you will.
No, I start with them. I don't even physically use a photo.
So you know what I did once? I just, thank you. I just kept, I just used the journal from last year and then to like continue the SAI. And then
Yeah, I think I already used one of those.
yeah.
I never finished my first one.
So maybe do that. Finish it in your first
I
one.
have like 6 of them.
Me. And
It's like
a little bit.
I'm saying.
Oh, that aspect updated. Okay, I guess so. So huge thank you to my husband, Sharon Weiss, Ariella, now she's Zuckerman, Bracha Zirkind, Gani Goodman, and Sarah and Rivka Tauber. They all helped. I'm really, really grateful in making this a reality.
That's amazing.
And Rabbi Simon Jacobson and
I love the pictures.
thank you. I worked so hard. That was definitely that was a lot of work.
Yeah, this girl looks like you.
That's so funny.
You wear this outfit.
I probably, at some point would have, yeah. Okay. While we are here, I want to share some thoughts about this month as a whole. We didn't originally, when we first made this program, we didn't make this program because we were bored and because we just wanted to spend a lot of money on printing and design and et cetera, et cetera. We really did this program because I saw the incredible value in living with the Chassidishe New Year. This month is packed full of holidays that if you don't prepare for them, you end up showing up, if someone does show up, that's an if to begin with, but some people who do end up showing up because, I think I'm meant to go to Farbrengens tonight, it's something special. So they show up and they're waiting and hoping for the Farbrengener to remind them what is this special day and what we're doing here, right? So the same thing with Rosh Hashanah. We all know the difference of what it feels like to show up Rosh Hashanah and you feel like, what just happened? Where am I? What are we doing again? I know it's a shofar and dipping apple in the honey because I have like that inscribed in my brain, the song forever, right? But other than that, what am I doing? What are we doing here, right? And the difference between that and learning some Chassidus, even just learning halacha, those booklets that were coming out, or every single different Rabbanim from different communities send out these different booklets, right? Grelick emails out his guide before every holiday. Even just knowing that, this is the bracha for candlelighting is actually different. That is not Shal Yom Tov, Shal Yom Zikaron, right? Do I say Shachrianu this day? Do I say Shachrianu second day Sukkot? Do I say Shachrianu not second day, right? All these good things, there's a point in preparation and not just halacha. I mean, yes, definitely halacha. If you get to learn halacha about whatever holiday's coming up, amazing. That said, there is even more to it, which is the beauty inside. The beauty of what we're doing, why we're doing it, the aspect of internalizing the concept, the idea of what we're trying to accomplish. So, does anyone remember, you don't have to share it out loud, but does anyone remember the story of what happened with our Rebbe's heart attack?
Which part?
Okay.
Chodesh Kislev, he came back.
Okay, exactly. Rosh Chodesh Kislev. Hi.
I'm crashing. I can't pronounce it, but I'm assuming that's right. No, I have to listen. I don't know.
Perfect. Welcome. So, no, all good. So, Rosh Chodesh Kislev is not a Yom Tov in of itself. That's one example. That it's not, there's a history that led to the celebration. It was very interesting, actually. When I first, I think I was teaching in preschool or something. It must have been I was teaching in preschool. And one of the older classes came and, Mar Michal, look at this. And they showed me a car, the Rebbe's picture on it, and Tfilas Derech, like, glued on top of a car, right? It's like a paper car that they cut out. I'm like, oh, it's Rosh Chodesh Kislev. I get a car with Tfilas Derech. I was like, great. Why? Like, why it's Tfilas Derech? Like, and I get it. That teacher was brilliant, and she tried to introduce a concept of Tfilas Derech in the concept of the Rabbi coming home. But again, if I would not have known what the background was, I would have been like, why is there a car with Tfilas Derech on it? Because the Rabbi was coming home after the heart attack. Also, where was he coming home from? Right? I mean, some of us know the history, and some of us are, what was that thing I learned last year? What was the thing that Farbrengens said 2 years ago? Right? So being prepared and knowing what's coming up is just so rich. It's so beautiful. You actually live. You have a chana. You're preparing. You're reading step by step. Oh, the history. Plus this one, what we're actually meant to be the reading for today and tomorrow. And it's so rich in the sense that you're building up to something. Yes, we all do know that in the end, Baruch Hashem, everything turned out fine, and the Rebbe was great, and he came home, and all good things. But there's also the history that leads to that. And once you have that appreciation, it's yours. It's tangible. It's a real life lesson. You can really live with the times. The Alter Rebbe, at that, when he used those words, he meant the Parsha. But so too here, we're really living with the times. We're really preparing for the upcoming whatever day we're getting to. To add to that, our Farbrengens, which we have so far a beautiful lineup, and let's keep davening that everybody else continues to confirm. But we have an incredible lineup, and our Farbrengens are coming and taking you to a whole new level. You're not sitting there story time. You're sitting there saying, I know the story. Now what? How is my life going to change from this tomorrow? How's my life going to change from this today? What kind of lesson can I infuse in my children, whether it's my children that I teach in school or my children, Mitzvah Hashem, upcoming biological children that I'm going to be living with from this particular thing. Last night, I don't remember who was here for the Tanya share, but someone actually shared how this story, there's a beautiful story, which again I have to confirm, I'm pretty sure it's the Mitzvah Rebbe, who somebody came, gave him a large sum donation, and the person that came in for Yechidus right after had this very, very hard struggle and needed that exact same amount. That said, Yechidus continued, and the next person who came in also asked for some money, and the next person who came in also asked for some money, and it reached a point where the Rebbe said, 1 second, I need to take a break from Yechidus. And the secretary came in and said, is everything okay? And the Rebbe explained that my initial response was, whoa, this exact same number that I was just given is this exact same number that this person needs. It must be Ashkacha Pratis that that's meant to be. My second thought was, 1 second, but if I split it and I give a bit here and a bit here and a bit here, this Yid won't necessarily have his full amount, but at least he'll get started on it, and at least I'll be able to spread the wealth. And afterwards, the Rebbe realized I'm having contradicting thoughts. And he had to try and figure out which one's which and which one should he follow and which one, right? Bottom line was, a lesson to be learned, which was the end of the story, was that the Rebbe realized that the initial desire to do that good deed, the exact number to give to the exact person who needed that exact amount, that was the initial right of what he needed to do. Then the Yetzer Hara said, I got to fight with something. So then Yetzer Hara said, I have a better idea. So she goes, I learned that story many years ago in seminary. And any time I reach a situation in my life where I have this desire, I need to do this right thing. And then I have, but what if I could make it better by? And she knows that she uses that concept, a story she learned years ago. She uses that concept in her real life. That's how it helps her make decisions with clarity and peace of mind. So too with our program. You're not showing up to Farbrengens when someone's going to tell you a story. They might tell you a story, but they're going to tell you what to do with that story. And so you'll be able to truly live with the Yom Tov, not just the history of it. You'll be living with the lessons of it. Does that make sense? Awesome. Yay!
Good.
Baruch Hashem. I'm really glad. And I'm really glad. I'm like beyond grateful to Liana for taking this on. You're incredible. And this would not be, this would not have happened without you and without the chizuk from Isaac and Jacobson, who very strongly encouraged us to make this a reality. So if you know of anyone else who has not signed up yet, thank you. Let them know it's a beautiful book. We worked really hard on it. And tonight is your last chance for early bird special. And you get to sign up, get the book, get the journal, and get the opportunity to get all the prizes, which are incredible. We already have an incredible, beautiful lineup of prizes. I'm so excited to see everyone's faces when they see them. Yes. I'm sorry. And if you're out of town, that's a great question. We have the most amazing, reliable, incredible shipping department. A huge round of applause to Adina Lapine, who has been taking care of our shipping. So Baruch Hashem, we do have a large amount of members who are out of town, and they can watch the programs live. They can also watch the recording after if chas v'shalom they missed it. And we will be mailing out the book, the journal, and the prizes. So the way that it works is that at the end of the program, we mail out all of the prizes that person earned, and then the only payment is shipping, and that's it. So yeah, everyone can join. We've had people from a lot of different places. Baruch Hashem. And if you live in a different country, we can even figure something out for you. So join us as we will actually be living with the Yom Tovim that are coming up. So yeah. Yay! Round of applause. Awesome. Okay. So now is meant to be a birthday for Farbrengens. I'm sorry? Yes. I have not checked, but it's possible. Oh, okay, fine. So I'll have to change. I'll have to check. Thank you. Baruch Hashem.
I haven't gone to like an actual event.
Welcome. Well,
Every birthday for Farbrengens I've missed in the past 5 years.
you're here for this one.
Like, no, I had an appointment on Tuesday, and like, it happened to be I just finished my appointment. I'm like, it's gonna be exactly when I'm out of the house. So
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, so I think I'm going to turn off this until Chana Simcha comes, and then that'll be that. Thank you, everybody.
I don't know, because I love also like stories of